So I know I said I was going to try and start doing more videos on this channel. By the way, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jordan. There's Ethan over there. And we're back with a random vehicle in the driveway. This is our neighbor's, what is this, a 2016, 17? Well, regardless, this is a 20-something Dodge Durango. I tell you, man, I kind of like this thing sitting here on these 22s. It's a 2015, okay. Well, there we go.
16, it's a 2016.
2016. Well, it's a 20-something or other. Anyways, they're going on vacation, and they said that they had a knocking coming from the vehicle when they're, I think he said when they're turning, and then when they're getting out of the driveway primarily is where they heard it. And they wanted Ethan to check it out. They thought it was something with suspension. So Ethan drove it up and down the driveway a couple times so we could try and recreate that sound. And the first thing that I thought of was a sway bar end link. And that's because when I worked on the Mustang previously, he keeps trying to run away so he's not in the screenshot.
Oh, yeah.
But what I've experienced previously is with the Mustang, especially when I put the coilovers on, I would get a knocking in the front, and then when I would turn, oh, there goes the neighbor. And when I would turn, I would hear the knocking. So that happened from a loose sway bar end link. So I said, get underneath there, check the sway bar end links, and let's see what's going on. So as of right now, we crawled underneath the vehicle, shook the end links, and we found out that the rear passenger side is loose. The rear driver side is pretty strong, but we're gonna go ahead and start with swapping that out, see if that improves it, and then go around and check the other ones as well. Ow! The exhaust is hot now.
Oh, yeah, it does that.
Were you able to just pull on this and get it to knock?
Yeah, well, I was turning it. I was moving it back and forth and turning it. It's not doing it now?
No. Probably because it's just, maybe it's at the angle in which it came in. I can feel it though. Yeah, it just doesn't show up good on camera.
Oh, there it is a little bit.
Yeah. You only see it.
It does sound like it's the combination of the both, but I'm hoping it's just that.
Okay, well this isn't too bad anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he told me to do it anyway, so.
Yep.
By the end of this, that noise better be gone.
So Ethan's going to be changing out the rear shocks on this as well because the neighbor, his customer, has asked him to do that. So he's already gotten the new shocks. Ethan's going to walk over there and grab those and swap that out, and then he's going to run over to the other location where they do have the sway bar end link and change that out because it definitely needs to be changed out. And Ethan even said himself that it didn't look like there was any grease left on that thing whatsoever. So my guess would be the actual rubber around there or the boot had got a crack in it or has come loose, and then that just dries that stuff up in no time with all the dirt and everything that you get from the road. Ethan was taking off the passenger side wheel, and what I thought I would do is let him work on one side, and then after he got that down and was quick on the other side, I would film. But then he called me over to show me something. Yeah, that ain't where it's supposed to be. That is completely off of the perch. This is freaking, look at that. Wow. It slid off, ripped through this, and it's sitting at a hella angle. It looks like it sits at an angle anyway, but like,
Not
wow.
like that. I mean, the center of it is, I don't even want to put my finger here. The center of it is supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And that's the edge of it. So, I mean, look what it did to the rubber. That's horrible.
That is absolutely insane, dude. Yeah, like you said, that's an accident waiting to happen. Holy crap, dude.
Like, I feel like I shouldn't even have my face this close to it.
Yeah, probably not. Wow, dude.
You gonna try hitting it with a hammer, see if we can knock it loose?
Well, I would say so, yeah. So right now it is 6 o'clock. Well, actually it's 6:30 on a Friday. And the first store that we reached out to, the first Dodge store that we reached out to, they're open, but they don't have the part. The only dealership around that does have the part closed at 6, so I'm gonna have to run in tomorrow to go get that so we can fix this. Trying to put it back in place, it really didn't work. It's kind of in there, but I wouldn't drive the car like that. Ethan wouldn't drive the car like that, so we're not gonna send it back to somebody like that. So what we're gonna do is just go ahead, and by we, I mean him, work on the shocks. Don't be careful.
Don't be careful?
I'm the guy who once put tie-down straps with Tut onto onto a strut rather than using a spring compressor, so I'm not the best judge. What was it you're looking at?
I'm trying to figure out if this is supposed to be 2 pieces. That I don't think is supposed to be 2 pieces. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this sits in there because these 2 sides look like that sits on top of there, and then the washer goes like that.
So what you're saying is he needs a new top hat too?
Yeah.
Awesome. All you're trying to do is put things together. I'm trying to do the real work here. I really feel as though that I'm the unsung hero of everything that's going on here, because I mean, yeah, he's doing all the work and he's running around grabbing all the parts, but everybody tends to forget like how hard it is setting up a shot and making sure that you get it for the viewer. And this guy getting in the way, not paying attention to framing. It's hard out here. It's very hard out here. One of these hands got dirty.
Okay.
Snap. So what he had to do with that is he knocked out the bottom side first because it was hitting up against the rear CV axle. So once he popped out the rear, he was able to rotate it up and pull it out. Oh yeah, that's
look how easy it is to move this one.
Bit of a difference there.
Okay, so I put the top one in first.
Ethan is over there on the other side of the Durango. He's getting ready to drop the back end of that control arm so he can get the spring in and out. I went to go pick up some parts today. This here is the upper isolator for the rear spring. The one on the passenger side is completely toast from that spring shifting around. This one over here isn't great either. But while I was there, I was asking them about the isolator, and they're like, the upper or the lower? I'm like, this vehicle doesn't have a lower. And they're like, it should. And yeah, here it is right here. If you guys were watching earlier, which I would assume that if you've made it this far, you were also watching earlier in the video, we had pointed out how it was weird that we didn't see a lower isolator over here on either side of this Durango. That's because, yeah, both of them are gone. My assumption is, and Ethan, I believe, agrees with me because he's an intelligent person, is that somebody probably did something to this vehicle, whether it was drop springs or whatever. And when they put them in or took them out, they just kind of half-assed it and didn't put it back together right. The front does look like it's okay because that's the first thing that we checked after we noticed this was all jacked up. But yeah, this rear, he's very, very lucky that spring didn't come loose and like shoot into the wheel or the back of the brake. That would have sucked. So to get this spring out, Ethan's going to try something that we do with the Mustangs when putting in the springs on the RTRs, which is dropping those 2 bolts here with the frame and then lowering them out. Now, looking in there, it might be easy to say, hey, can't you just drop the lower control arms to get to it? It's really not that easy. Ask me how I know.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Gas tank has to move to drop this. I know you've done that before, but I've never done that. I was pretty sick.
Yeah, so by doing that, it gave us enough clearance here to just slide this spring out. We did lower the jack over there in the center. That brought it down, and then that slid right out. We're gonna look here. This is the new one, and I don't know if you guys can tell which one's the old one.
That is horrendous.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty trash. Man, that's stuck in there.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I can't believe you gotta get a screwdriver in there to even try to get this out. Normally, these things just pop right out. Yeah. The problem with putting springs back in is just keeping that thing in place most of the time. So this is what happens to a spring when you're rolling around without a lower isolator. That's absolutely insane.
It's an oval now.
Let's go ahead and toss this thing in here. Oh, is it keyed? It looks like it's keyed. Fanciness. So, where's that section?
It's almost out.
I guess it's not keyed? Oh no, it is, and it turns and it locks in place. Okay, cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so here you go. Pop that down into the slot, rotate it, and now she's locked in there. Perfect.
There's the metal on the inside, all bent up. I mean, look at that thing.
I mean, we probably could save that.
It's not even. That looks right?
Yeah.
You just
rotate it in place
Yeah.
until it stops up against the part of the upper part of the spring.
not nearly as tight, but it's definitely held in place. See, like I can move that with my hand, but it's good now.
I can try and lower the rear just a little bit more to clear that. So the new spring is, well, not new spring, but the isolator's in there, the springs are back in. Ethan has lined up the bolts and I've jacked the rear back up. Always make sure that you look up in here to make sure these are lined up before you start hitting it with any type of power whatsoever.
Yeah, I think that's more than enough.
Oh dang, look at that. Seems like it works to me.
Yep.
Awesome, rock on. Through Ethan's hard work and the grace of my moral support, the job is done. The rear has been fixed. It is a lot safer now. There is a little bit of a noise in the front. We think it may be an outer. He hasn't asked us to look at that, but Ethan is gonna bring it up to him. That job didn't take too long once we knew what it was and what we needed to do to knock it out. So all in all, not too bad. I've worked on worse vehicles than the Dodges. So hopefully that helps you guys if you have to do anything like that or if you're trying to troubleshoot anything with your suspension. But hey, you know what? Until the next video where we're either working on that or maybe the Ford Focus, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit those bell notifications so don't miss anything. You know, we got some good stuff occasionally, every now and then, maybe once a month, who knows. But until the next one, peace.